and gentlemen, today we stand here to define the moment of India's education system. For decades, we have measured the success of academics by scores, by how well the students memorize and conform. But do you think that is enough? No. Knowledge without resilience, intelligence without discipline, and success without leadership cannot shape a great nation. That is why we are here today, not just for an event, but for a movement that challenges a conventional mindset and introduces a new paradigm of the scholar warrior mindset. A true scholar must think like a warrior, and a warrior must act like a scholar. Only then, when these two worlds merge, we can create leaders that India truly needs. But before we discuss the solutions, let us first acknowledge the pressing challenges that are pertaining into today's education system. And to understand them better, we will look at some hard facts. First one, the overemphasis of engineering and medical without true career awareness. India is seen as a nation, as a country for engineers and doctors, not by choice, but because of societal conditioning. Every year, 46% of students from 10th grade choose science as their future career, not because of their passion, but because of the pressure from their parents, from their teachers, peers, and the society. India nearly produces 1.5 million engineers annually, yet only 20 to 30% of them actually land up into relevant and employable jobs. What about the rest? The rest are either unemployed or get into unrelated or non-choices of their careers. Is this because they lack potential? No, they don't lack potential, but because they were trained to clear exams and not solve the real world problems. What is even more concerning is that 90% of the students are only aware about only aware about 7 career options in the future, whereas the world has as much as 250 plus career options to be produced in the upcoming future. What is the root cause of this? The root cause is dummy schooling culture. This leads to a mindset where a child as early as from the fifth grade itself is being put into coaching of IIT, JEE and NEET. And they ignore sports, creativity and curiosity. This is going to lead us to a future where people are not physically fit, but rather not even having that much of awareness for their careers, because they are just following societal rules. Problem number 2, the absence of leadership and innovation in India's workforce. India today is the third largest economy by GDP. But where do we stand at globalization or global innovation level? If you see on the screen, you can see that US is leading into the technology in the AI field through Tesla. China has advanced with DeepSeek, and Europe dominates with Nvidia's AI revolution. Whereas India, a nation of 1.4 billion people, has yet to produce a globally leading dominant leader into the AI technology. Now, if you look at the defense side, China has shocked the world when it introduced and launched its 6th generation fighter jet, whereas India is still struggling with their indigenous military technology. We do have talent and numbers. What we lack is visionaries. Our education system trains workers, not leaders, leaving us behind in the race of global innovation. Next up, the lack of emotional intelligence, leading to underdeveloped professionals. Is education only about IQ? No, it is about EQ as well. What is EQ? It is the ability to deal with the stress level, to overcome situations where you are very tensed and you are not having clarity. But what are Indian education or Indian schooling pattern doing? They are not teaching or they are not training students for emotional resilience, whereas they are teaching to fear. Students, if you see on the screen, you can see that student suicide rate has increased by 32% in the last decade. The main concerns or the main reasons is stress and anxiety. World Economic Forum has captured an essence that emotional intelligence is a part of top 10 skills in the future upcoming jobs. But yet, we are not prioritizing that. 81% of students report exam-related anxiety. Yet there is no training given by the schools into stress management, decision making, or resilience. In our future leaders, if the future leaders cannot handle pressure at the education level, how will they handle real world problems in future? Next up, fourth problem, the weak self-study culture and over-dependence upon the tutoring. In India, students don't study to learn. Rather, they study to memorize and pass exams. They focus on memorization and not understanding. In contrast, if you see the students who study in Finland, China, Japan, Germany, they are trained to analyze, innovate, and solve problems, while Indian students are just conditioned to memorize, revise, repeat. What is the result of this? Only 8% of Indian graduates are highly employable in a highly skilled job set in the future, whereas in comparison, 50% of the ratio is in China. Without a self-study culture and independent problem-solving skills, we are failing to prepare a generation for the students for the real world. Fifth problem, physical fitness and discipline are neglected in the Indian education system. So education is not only about mind or brain, but it is also about the body. And that's where India fails the most. Over 50% of the Indian youth are physically unfit. 80% of the urban students get less than 30 minutes of daily physical activity. While countries like China, Russia, and US integrate discipline, endurance, and military style training in their mainstream education. We are creating a generation that is mentally drained as well as physically weak. And a weak nation can never become a global leader. Now, these are the challenges that we reflected on. What about the solutions? How to overcome them? So to do that, to answer that, ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute honor for me to invite and introduce the man behind the transformative initiative, a leader who embodies the true essence of scholar and warrior. An alumnus of Sainik School Satara, the Indian Military Academy and the Army Air Defence College. Served in Indian Army for 22 years, having expertise in missiles and radars. Played a pivotal role as an administrative officer in Sainik School Satara for 4 years and having experience of 9 years in the field of education. A visionary, a leader and an educationist and a true patriot. Please join me everyone in welcoming Lieutenant Colonel Ranjit Singh Nalavade to address us today.
Words can be deceptive at times. Please don't go by her high, intense vocabulary. I'm a humble human being, but the problems are real. If we have to develop Shresth Bharat, the future generation has to come up with a leadership that is a scholar and has got a warrior mindset to deal with. If we have to create a Baladya Bharat, we have to have defense forces who has technological edge over the weapon systems and also the mindset of the soldiers of other countries. The mindset has to begin with a scholarly attitude into the warrior. When we analyze the issues what our country is facing, as was brought out by Siddhi, that our neighboring nation who started his journey with us, China, and of course the European countries, where they are and where we are right now, the difference which we see or the root cause which we see is nothing but the education system. So we can see two problems or two verticals, clear verticals here now. The first vertical here is our school and college system. And the school and college system emphasizes on wholesome education, but doesn't address the issue of competitive spirit or competitive preparedness which is desired by ambitious parents and students. Now this ambition has transformed into a culture, and that is where the peer group pressure comes in. And that is why, as we brought out, the most of the young generation goes behind only 2 to 3 career options, which has become a huge market. Now this competitiveness or the requirement of creating competitive students to crack examinations like IIT JEE, NEET, IAS, IPS, National Defence Academy or exams in other field needs to be prepared by the school, which is not being done by them. So a vacuum was created. Now this vacuum has been backed by the private industry, and there are intelligent minds in that. But what has happened is a student at the age of 11 or 12 enters into this vertical of creating a young generation which prepares for exam but not for life. So from class 6 to class 12, this student is preparing for exam and primarily prepares for 2 to 3 subjects or 4 subjects. That is moreover design on physics, chemistry, mathematics and biology. Now where does he go? He goes to top-notch institutes in the country. From there where he goes to the various sectors of executives, industry, media, MNCs, startups, entrepreneurship, and there where we see a collapse because we have not created a society or a young generation which is based on PQ, IQ and EQ. He's just been developed or he's just been made successful based on preparation of these 4 subjects. So hence people like us have come on ground now. I'll give you a small example. A student in class 10 came to my office. He had scored 97.6% in class 10, a Marathi background student, and I was requested by Dr. Srinivas Patil, the then governor, to guide that student to join National Defence Academy as an officer. I gave him 2.5 hours brief. After 2.5 hours brief, that poor chap asked me a question, sir, now that you have guided me to join as an officer, please guide me how to join as a Jawan also. Imagine a situation where your 97.6 percentile scored student doesn't have confidence to join as an officer in defense forces. And that is the real situation on ground. Though our kids are so capable, yet because of lack of guidance, lack of proper education system, they are not able to achieve what they are supposed to.